Okay, now since we've studied about intensive subsistence farming, now let us switch on to primitive subsistence farming. Well, students, primitive subsistence farming are of two types. One is shifting cultivation and the other one is nomadic herding. Shifting cultivation is practiced in the thickly forested areas of Amazon basin, tropical Africa, parts of Southeast Asia and Northeast India. So, in shifting cultivation, a plot of land is cleared by felling the trees and burning them. The ashes are then mixed with soil and crops like maize, yam, potatoes and cassava are grown. After the soil loses its fertility, the land is abandoned and the cultivator moves to a new plot. Shifting cultivation is often known as slash and burn agriculture. Now let's study about nomadic herding. Nomadic herding is practiced in the semi-arid and arid regions of Sahara, Central Asia, and some parts of India like Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir. In this type of farming, herdsmen move from place to place with their animals for fodder and water along a defined routes. This type of movement arises in response to climatic constraints and terrain. Sheep, camel, yaks, and goats are the most commonly reared animals. They provide milk, meat, wool, hides, and other products to the herders and their family. Well, now we will be studying about commercial farming. In commercial farming, crops are grown and animals are reared for sale in market. Most of the work is done by machines. Commercial farming includes commercial grain farming, mixed farming, and plantation agriculture, about which we will be discussing in detail. In commercial grain farming, crops are grown for commercial purpose. Wheat and maize are the common commercially grown crops. Major area where commercial grain farming is practiced are temperate grasslands of North America, Europe and Asia. Severe winters restrict the growing season and only a single crops can be grown. Now let's study about mixed farming. In mixed farming, the land is used for growing food and fodder crops and rearing livestock. It is practiced in Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Well, now let's learn about plantation. Plantations are a type of commercial farming where single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew are grown. Large amount of labor and capital are required. They produce may be processed on the farm itself or in nearby factories. The development of a transport network is thus essential for such farming. Major plantations are found in the tropical regions of the world, like rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India, and Sri Lanka. So, now let's study about the major crops. A large variety of crops are grown to meet the requirement of the growing population and to supply raw materials for agro-based industries. Jute and cotton are fiber crops. Important beverage crops are tea and coffee. However, the major food crops are wheat, rice, maize and millets. Well, now we will be discussing about each crop in detail. The first one is rice. Rice is the major food crop of the world. It is the staple diet of the tropical and subtropical regions. Rice needs high temperature, high humidity and rainfall. It grows best in alluvial clay soil. China leads in the production of rice, followed by India, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Egypt.